witnesses in here. I've learned that over some time you have to learn how to accept the fact that there are some people that are on the outside looking in. There are those people that are surrounding you and watching your life, and they don't understand the course that your life is taking. They don't understand why you have to deal with some of the heartache and some of the pain that you have to deal with. They are misunderstanding something because they don't understand what God has called and anointed you to do. The misunderstanding is not about your clothes. The misunderstanding is not about your hair. The misunderstanding is not about how well you sing and you preach. The misunderstanding is because your neighbor is not you, and you have a unique anointing and calling on your life. We're in a day, in a time right now where there are many that are recycled in their flow. They are recycled in their delivery. We have enough Juanita Bynums walking around. We have enough Noel Jones. Y'all ain't saying nothing here. We have enough T.D. Jakes running around in today's time. The reason for the misunderstanding is because God has made you an individual with a specific task and a calling and an anointing on your life, and people don't understand your purpose. Tell your neighbor, I've just been misunderstood. I've been misunderstood. And although you have been called and predestined to walk in the depth of anointing that God has called you to walk in, it does not mean that you are exempt from the heartache and the pain of your calling. We must understand that there are some things that the Lord will walk us through that have been preordained by God. There are some things that we are dealing with and struggling with right now, and it is not the devil running rampant in your life. It's God stretching you in an area. I ain't got nobody here. Every time you come to church and you ain't got enough money to sow like everybody else, it is not necessarily that the devil has attacked your finances. When you go home and you're uncomfortable because of dilemmas and issues that you're dealing with in your household, it is not necessarily because the enemy has just been fighting you, but there are some things that God will stand back and allow to occur so that he can stretch you in an area. Oh my God, is there anybody that's been uncomfortable? I know you've been blessed, but tell your neighbor, I've been uncomfortable. Oh my God, where I am right now, I wasn't always there. Y'all ain't saying nothing. The anointing that you're carrying right now, it has been birthed by your uncomfortability. It's God stretching you. Look over at your neighbor, tell them, I'm being stretched. I'm being stretched. You know the stretching process sometimes has to come through somebody that is always looking at you the wrong way, or somebody that's always pushing the wrong button at the wrong. I ain't got nobody here, and all God is doing is preparing you and building character in you. Y'all ain't saying nothing. You had to learn how to be quiet when you really wanted to speak. You had to learn how to pray when you really wanted to fight. You had to learn how to turn down your plate and fast and seek God for an anointing when you really wanted to let go and walk away and leave everything alone. I ain't got nobody that will tell the truth. Your process was not easy. What you had to deal with was not easy to bring you to where you are right now. Tell somebody, you're just being stretched. That's all. You're just being stretched. Sometimes God will allow you to go through it so that he can birth something greater out of you. I want somebody to be real in this house for a moment before we strike up the keyboard and hit assemble. I want to talk to somebody in the house that will be honest in this building tonight. The more you try to get rid of some people that got on your nerves, it seemed like that's the more God keeps putting them in your face. I ain't got nobody here. Do I have anybody that'll tell the truth in the house? The more you try to get rid of a certain type of trial or a certain type of dilemma or a certain type of testing, it seems like the more God keeps allowing that thing to show up. It shows up in your house. It shows up on your job. It shows up in the pew behind you. It shows up with the people in front of you. Tell somebody it's only a stretching process. Joshua was at a place where he was misunderstood and actually being prepared for something greater. When we look at the life of Joshua, we find that his brothers that were surrounding him, his brothers that should have been celebrating him, his brothers that should have been grooming him and preparing him for destiny, was trying to find out, how can I get rid of Joseph? Is there anybody in this house tonight that have gone through that predicament where it looks like if the enemy could, I ain't talking about people, but if the enemy could, he would cut your very ministry off. He don't want you just to sit down and be quiet. There are some of us in this building where the devil has tried to kill you because if you sit down and be quiet, it's a possibility you'll get up again and open up your mouth. So he wanted to take you and kill you.